Hi, this is Karen McNall and I'm with inspiredbygram.com, and today we're going to be making a quick and simple card, and it looks like this. And let's get started. Let's talk about the stamp set we'll be using today. It is the Detailed with Love, and I have the clear mount stamp. It also comes wood mount as well. And it's a great sentiment stamp, and it can be found on page 39 of the 2018-19 Stampin' Up! Catalog. It is a new stamp set, and you can tell by the little red star here that has N here. And what I do with my catalogs, especially when it's a brand new season, I highlight the items here that I have purchased. I actually ordered a couple more of these items, but once I receive them is when I highlight them. So I highly suggest that, because once in a while we might order something twice and we don't really want to do that. So that's just a tip for you today. We'll also be using the pretty label punch and some copper foil. So what we'll do first is just take a quick peek at the card. This is the Share What You Love Specialty Designer Series paper, and it's cut 3 by 5.5, and I've got a piece of gold foil here, and that's a 1/2 inch by 5.5, and we just use the punch and embellishment with a cord and some pearls, and we're set to go. So let's work with the specialty paper. We're going to want the silicone mat because we don't want our adhesive to get on our surface. And I've got a piece of the copper foil, and again that is cut a 1/2 inch by 5. So this has a pattern, so you've got to be careful as to what side you put the adhesive on. So I want it to line up in here, so I'm going to flip and just put my adhesive over here. So we'll just run it along the edge here. Okay, now we're going to attach the foil to the specialty paper, and I'm just gonna probably about 1/4 inch, and then just give it a good press from the back side. Now what we're going to do is we're going to run adhesive on all 4 sides. Now if you're using regular snail, it may not stick to the copper foil. So you can peel the back side of that copper foil off, or what I do is I just press really hard with my adhesive, and it does stick, so I think I can get away with it. So let's open this card up because I find it easier when you open it up. So it's going to be flush top to bottom, and I'm just looking for about 1/4 inch border. I don't want to really line it up to the edge there. I like this so saffron poking out there. So we just want to make sure it is straight, and we'll just lay that flat. So pretty simple so far, don't you think? Okay, so now let's do a little bit of stamping. I've got a piece of Whisper White scrap, and I've got my sentiment, and I've got the new Grapefruit Grove ink pad, and that's it. Works very easy. I know some people might be having a little difficulty with the ink pads, but just keep working with them, because they are definitely a lot newer or different style, but once you get the hang of it, you're just gonna love them. So there's our sentiment, and we're actually done with our ink. We're just I'm just gonna put that aside, and we're gonna punch this out. And this is the pretty label punch, and I add a label to my punches, so it's easier to remember them that way. So I am just gonna punch that out. And I also have a piece of rich raspberry scrap, which I'm just going to punch up as well, because we're going to layer that onto one another here. So we're going to need a silicone mat again here. Just want to protect our work surface, and we're just going to add adhesive on the back side. And we're just going to layer this. So it looks like this. I think that just adds a little special touch. If you wanted to punch out 2, I guess you could do that as well. But I'm just going to keep it simple, and I'm just punching out 1 and just give that nice little shadow effect with the rich raspberry. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in the 1/8 inch cord, and this is new in this Stampin' Up! Catalog. And we could do it a number of ways. I need my ribbon scissors here. So I'm just going to snip these off, and you could just snip this in 2 pieces. I'm finding it a lot easier to do it this way. And I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive there, and then just put one over here because I want it to go over into the So Saffron, because I think it adds a little bit of pop. And I would just want this one a bit shorter, so I'm actually cut that a little too long, so I'm going to just snip off a little bit and just find some adhesive here, and it's stuck. So this is going to go like this. So now we just need our dimensionals, and I'll use 3. And on the left, right, and in the middle. And just give those a press with your fingernail and remove the backings. Works so much easier when you do that. And then we're just going to place this right over that to hide that area. And give that a nice little press. And now we're going to bring in our pearls. And these are new in the catalog. And I'm just going to throw in some Tranquil Tide color here, just to give it a little pop. You can, any of these colors of the pearls will work with this card design. All right, so the last thing we do is, I think the inside of the card needs to be jazzed up just a little bit. You could put a piece of Whisper White in there and stamp on it, but if you don't want to do that, well, you can just add a piece of Designer Series paper. So let's do that. And we'll flip it over here and just run down our adhesive. This is just a 1/2 inch by 5.5. And we'll just line this up with the edge. Make sure your pattern is going the correct way. And see how that So Saffron from this flower looks really nice with the So Saffron card base. Okay, now we're gonna flip this over because I'm just over just a tad of like a 1/16 of an inch, but I don't want that showing. And I noticed too, on the front side, it was off just a little bit as well. So we're just gonna clean that up. All right, so there you have it. One last thing, actually, let's just freshen up the tails here and just cut those at an angle. And that will be our card for today. So quick and easy, super simple, and easy to mass produce. So for all your Stampin' Up needs, please visit my website at inspiredbygram.com. Thanks for watching.